Has been a few days since the last upload. Haven't been feeling too great this week, but we are back now, and with Stockport we are kind of steadying the ship now, but there is issues that we need to contend with going forward. In the last episode, we saw ourselves beat Portsmouth and then beat Wigan in the FA Cup. And since then, it started off very inconsistently, as you can see. A 4-1 loss to MK Dons, then a 3-3 draw against Cheltenham, followed by getting through to the third round of the FA Cup, which will be in today's episode. We beat Aldershot at home 2-1, and that set us up for a match against Blackpool. We then lost in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy to Hull. That knocked us out of that competition, but really not too bothered about that this season. A good result followed against Port Vale, but then 2 consecutive losses against Charlton and Peterborough. Since then though, the team has turned a little bit of a corner, unbeaten in the last 5 games with 3 wins on the board, and that leaves us 15th in the Sky Bet League 1 table. Currently 7 points off the playoff places and 8 points above the relegation zone, so we have made a lot of difference since we've come in, but it's a very, very tight league, and moving up is proven to be harder than thought. Could still potentially make a late push for the playoffs, but there's going to be a lot that has to go our way for that to happen. One of the issues that we are going to be facing is that several of the loan players who were very, very key to our play and in the first team 11 have now had their loans finish. Ryan Johansson is the first one. He was the playmaker in our system, could also fill in at right back, so he was a very, very valuable player. He is currently on the transfer list. May look to visit that as an option if we have the finances. Due to the financial status of the club, the board have actually taken down the transfer budget that we did have, so we're going to have to look to do some wheeling and dealing. But as well as Johansson leaving, Noah Lamina has left the club as well. He was our attacking midfielder, and he really was doing very well for us. It's a shame to see him go, but Everton weren't happy. We weren't playing him as a winger, which apparently the previous manager had promised, so that's why he's been recalled. Harvey Nibbs as well, who was playing as a striker for us, he is back at Reading. Again, another player who is on the transfer list that we could look to revisit signing, but he didn't really set the world alight in his time at the club, so if we can find other options, we'll probably visit them ahead of Harvey Nibbs. Another loan that did end but we did actually make permanent was Jake Rooney. He's a centre back or right back for us, and just having him able to cover both positions has been very key for us. So I thought getting him in was something which we had to do. Spent $325,000 on him, so it is a decent outlay, but hopefully he'll be able to come in and do the job for us, and like we say, cover both of those positions, which has been very handy for us and is going to come in handy today as well. Another signing which we have made who has settled in very nicely is Miles Peart-Harris. He was on trial at the club and thought he could come in and make a bit of a difference, and he's certainly done that. 3 goals in 7 appearances in League One. Took him a little bit of time to get going, but more recently he has really kicked off. 2 goals against Cheltenham, followed by another one against Wickham in the following match, has got him off and running, and hopefully we can see him continue his form as well. Isaac is continuing his good goal scoring form, joint top in the goal scoring charts actually. Several players on 11 goals at the moment. Hopefully we can see him pull away in the near future to cement himself as the best striker in the league. With those loan players leaving, it has left the squad a little bit light, and we are looking to move on some players as well who really haven't featured in the first team since I've arrived. Lots of bids at the moment for these players, so we're going to hope that some of them do come off, we get a little bit more money into the club, and we're able to go ahead and make some replacements. One of them, which is already lined up, is Gabriel Piccinini. He is reviewing a contract at the moment, but we're hopeful that he will sign that. And then if he can't get a work permit, we can allocate one of 2 ESC slots, which we do have available. So hopefully he will agree that contract. I think he could be a very good replacement for Johansson in that central midfield role. Obviously we'll need to keep on strengthening the first team, because at the minute, with those players leaving and also trying to get rid of some of this first team, we have had to promote some youth from the under 18 squad. None of them probably overly first team ready, but looking at some of the attributes that they do have, they look to have a little bit of potential and maybe can make a little bit of a difference. We'll start with Lee Dilly. He's a striker, so really coming in to replace Harvey Nibbs. Really, really good attributes to be that advanced forward, to be fair to him. So if he gets a chance on the pitch, hopefully he can impress for us. He's ineligible for today's game. I have brought him and the next one in a little bit late, so they have already played a match today, but they will be ready for the following game. Ryan Hadland is another one. He's a centre-back. Doesn't look quite as first team ready, but with the potential that he had in comparison to the rest of the squad, he was the best option to bring up just as cover in those centre-back positions. So maybe less of a chance to see him in the first team, but good to see him in and around the first team. He will be made available for the under 21s as well, just to make sure he is still getting that regular game time, but we do have him to call upon if needs be. Finally as well, we've got Freddie Smith. He's a 17-year-old right back, and he has actually made a couple of appearances in the league for us already. Again, doesn't look overly blessed at the moment technically wise. Good physical attributes for his age and decent mental attributes, so hopefully getting him a little bit of game time will allow him to progress. Apparently he's naturally a centre-back, but definitely seems to be more suited to being in that right back spot in my eyes, so we are definitely going to be playing him there and training him there, and he will be featuring throughout the course of the season, I expect. And just before we get into the games today, we are studying for the next coaching badge. That'll be the Continental B licence, so that'll take us up to only needing 2 more to be able to get the highest qualification. If we do have a look at the staff attributes I've got at the moment, one of them is finally change colour. We are on 12 in our tactical attributes and getting into double figures elsewhere. So hopefully, combined with this coaching course and the experience I am gaining, we will see another improvement in these as well. So just nice to see us improve. Happy that we are going up the league and do have good games today against high calibre opposition, and hopefully we can be competitive in those matches and keep our form up. Like we say, we're taking on Blackpool first. That's in the FA Cup, and then we are going to be playing Wrexham in the league. We are going to be going into this game with less than the full squad. Don't want to put in any of the players who have bids on them at the moment. Kyle Knoll is not fit to play in this match, so he will be a miss. One of the things which has helped turn our form around is the return of Ellery Balcom. Took a little while to get up and running, but once he did, he's really started making a difference for us. Definitely an upgrade on Barden, so it's nice to have him back in the squad. He's going to start and goal today. Jake Rooney is at right back. Like we said, his ability to cover that centre back and right back position will make him key, and thought it was a better option today to have a little bit more experience. Maybe bring Freddie Smith on. He has performed well in his appearances so far, but against the championship opposition today, thought that little bit of experience would be a little bit more key. Same reason we've got Kevin Long in defence. He is definitely the most experienced head that we've got back there, but definitely has the ability, has been performing really well recently, so hopefully him and Horsfall can help us keep Blackpool out. Reece James will be at left back, and we have found a new position for Trevor as well. He is our ball winning midfielder. He had been playing in that Mazzala role, which is apparently the role he favours, but since he slotted into this role, he's performed much better than both Henry Francis and Sarkovic, who had been playing there previously, so he continues in that position. Ashton Mee, 19 years old, He has performed really, really well in the deep line playmaker role, so much so that he gets the nod in the team today. Again, not really blessed with talent elsewhere. Henry Francis, with that little bit more experience, probably could play in that role, but just with the form he's on, he gets the nod today. Pert Harris, first time you'll be seeing him, he starts in that Mazzala role behind Powell, and then Isaac is up front with Wootton. Between them, they've got 27 goals for the season, so we're going to hope that they can continue finding the back of the net. And it is going to be a big game for us, like we say, a championship opposition away from home, but we have got experience, or at least I've got experience of knocking teams out in the championship from a lower level, so hopefully Stockport can continue that trend as well for us. Blackpool not on good form going into this game, haven't won in any of the most recent 5 matches. Hopefully that's something we can come in and take advantage of. Like I say, we're unbeaten in our last 5, winning 3 of them, so definitely the form team coming into the game. But that often doesn't mean anything in the cup games, so hopefully we'll be seeing a good game, but one in which Stockport come out on top. It is Blackpool with the first chance though. Corner came into the box, we didn't effectively get it out of there, and Blackpool followed up with the volley, but that went over the bar. But now, 6 minutes in, we get our first opportunity. Corner comes in, finds Horsfall's head, and he just nods it over the bar. First 10 minutes of this game seems to be action-packed for the fans. It is Blackpool again going on the attack, Reece James managing to get it away, but Moffat bringing it forward. Plays it into Kyle Joseph, I think it is, and he clips the bar. We survive at the moment, but maybe just saying Blackpool with that little bit of extra quality do seem to be able to break us down quite easily, and we're going to hope that it doesn't happen too much more often. We really need Kevin Long to show some experience. Horsfall as well, he's quite an experienced player, so if he can step up a little bit, that would be fantastic for us. We have got the ball into the box, not able to find a Stockport shirt at the moment, but Trevitt brings it wide, delivers it into the box, but Isaac isn't able to beat Grimshaw. Isaac is really, really fantastic to watch. He has really been knocking in the goals for fun since I've come into the club, and one of the reasons that we have moved up the table, like I say, is the goals he is bringing to the team. He is just a level above the other strikers, which we do have, so keeping him fit for the rest of the season will be key. He has got us the goal there, like we were saying, when we're singing his praises, he's aware of it and he finds the back of the net with aplomb there, and that is really what he's been doing all season. Maybe the chance didn't look on. Reece James got it in, but Husband cut it out. Great work from Nick Powell though, and Isaac was on hand, doing as good strikers do, being aware and alert to the situation, and was able to follow up and get the goal. Like we're saying, he hasn't played in the last couple of games. I have kept one eye on this Blackpool match and wanted to put the best team we had available. Wasn't expecting Lamina to have gone, so maybe quite lucky in that respect that Powell was in the team. But with the players that we've got out, would have wanted a couple of them to be different. Johansson would have been in that central midfield position, like we're saying. Lamina would have been in the attacking positions. So definitely need to upgrade the squad throughout this transfer window. We do have the youngsters, like I say, but they don't look to be first team ready. If we can get Piccinini in, I think that's less than £100,000, so we will be left with some good transfer budget. Like we're saying, trying to get rid of some players as well. Nothing great in terms of finance coming into the club for those deals, but getting the wages off the books. And once the transfers which are currently being negotiated go through, that is when the serious transfer business will start. We'll know what the finances are, and we'll know if we can explore permanent transfers or if we do need to bring in more loan players to complement this squad, because it definitely needs upgrades in a few areas. Since we have got the goal in this match though, we definitely seem to be the team on top. A few chances falling our way, and Reece James now has the opportunity to float a corner into the box. It goes to the centre just above Rooney's head, and Grimshaw manages to claim it. coming into half time. Hopefully we can go in with that lead intact and just get the lads in for a little bit of a calming down session and make sure they'll go out into the second half and don't be complacent. We need this level of performance to keep up. If we can get a second goal, it would definitely make it feel a lot more comfortable for us. A couple of players have been booked as well. We'll likely take Trevor off very shortly. In fact, why wait? Henry Francis can come on in his place, and we'll also bring on Will Dixon in place of Kyle Wootton, freshening up the attacking two, just in the hope that Dixon can worry this Blackpool defence a little bit more and give them another option to think about. Here we have Henry Francis on the ball for the first time, but he gives it away, and Blackpool looking to come forward, but Reece James wins the ball really well. Reece James has been another player who has really been fantastic for us. He gets up and down that left hand side very well and has provided quite a few assists for us, and just his general all round play is really good. We can see him now in lots of space. He's going to drive down the left hand side, get the ball into the box, and Dixon unfortunately isn't able to get it past Grimshaw. Really should have scored there, but hit it straight at the keeper and it's gone out for a corner. It's that man Reece James again though. He's going to get the ball into the box, but straight into Grimshaw's hands this time, and definitely need to improve the set pieces if we are to progress and do better in this game. Are going to make a couple more changes now. We are going to bring on Freddie Smith at right back. Just want to give him an opportunity against a higher calibre opposition, and realistically we don't have any major changes we can make to the team. Don't really have the options on the bench. Sarkovic could potentially come on, but he's not an improvement to the team. I feel this team is performing well, so we'll only make another change I think if we are forced into it. We can see in this second half we have really taken the game to Blackpool. Don't think they've had a shot since half time. Sarkovic can come on now for the final 10 minutes. And now Long plays the ball forward. He is looking for Sarkovic. He's trying to run after it and just pressure Grimshaw. Gets it out to Thompson, and maybe Blackpool, if they are going to get back into the game, they're going to have to do it soon. But we win the ball back. Freddie Smith with a good header into Ashton Mee in the centre, and now Dixon's through. I do think he was offside, and we can say now it has been called back. But again, just showing our ability to move it from back to front very quickly, and it looks like we're going to be advancing through to the fourth round of the FA Cup. Wasn't the best of games in terms of goal scoring, but in terms of the chances we've had in comparison to Blackpool, first half was much more even. But once we got that goal through Isaac in the 17th minute, we were really in the ascendancy, got that deserved win. And we just look at the ratings for the back four there. Even Smith, when he came on, had an absolutely great game. And this squad really does deserve a great round of applause. We'll be going out in the next match and playing that same team. Wrexham is going to be a difficult challenge for us in the league, but I've got confidence we can go down to Wales and hopefully we'll get a big win, which will make sure to feature on Welcome to Wrexham when that is on. We're going to rest up the players. That game's only in a couple of days' time, so we definitely need to make sure the squad are rested up, but we'll be back shortly. We are going out with the same squad for the game against Wrexham. Piccinini has agreed his contract, so we are just waiting on the work permit to see if that's going through. Elsewhere, Sarkovic has had a bid for him, £15,000 from Grimsby. That has been accepted. So maybe Sarkovic is going to be making his last appearance for the club today. Has been here for quite a while, but definitely think it's time to move him on. Is on quite a decent wage for the squad that we do have, so moving him on will be an opportunity to be able to spend that elsewhere. Like we say though, one change for the team today actually. Smith comes in at right back, Horsfall drops to the bench and Rooney returns to centre back. But hopefully this team can go out and put in a great performance against Wrexham. Coincidentally, Wrexham are the team we have in the 4th round of the FA Cup. We'll be playing them at home. So it represents a really good opportunity for us to actually progress further into the Cup as well. But we have a few league games to get through before that, and hopefully we can keep the good times rolling with a good result away at Wrexham. Wrexham are one of the better teams in this league. Chris Wilder is the manager, so we know he is a very, very good manager and is really a good opportunity for us to show ourselves as being in that playoff mix. Haven't had the best of seasons up to now, but since I've come in, seem to have turned a little bit of a corner. Like we can see, Wrexham up in 4th place there, maybe out of the automatic promotion battle, but still definitely in with a chance of getting those playoff places. We're going to come and hope we can ruin their party while subsequently improving our positions. A win today would probably take us up to 12th place, and if we can get into the top half, that'll be a really, really good confidence boost to the team and just to the fans as well. So it's definitely something that we are aiming to do. Our goal difference in comparison to the bottom of the league is really, really good. We're on positive 10 goals. Everyone else is either in negatives or just breaking even. We have got the first highlight of this match now, and we are building from the back. Ashton May plays it to Kevin Long, and now Smith gets it down the line to Nick Powell. Isaac, the danger man himself, on the ball. What can he make happen? He plays it back to Smith, and now he gets it to Miles Peart-Harris. Wootton, that's a great turn, and that's a great shot into the bottom corner. A very, very well worked goal from us, and it was a really, really sensational bit of attacking play from Kyle Wootton as well. The first touch really, really got him the space that he needed, and then the finish as well was fantastic. Got away from his man and just past the keeper into the bottom corner. That gives us a really, really good 1-0 lead in this match. Something to hold on to. No question of offside. Don't even know why they were looking at that one. And we've just got to hope that we can keep this result going. We are at half time. We definitely just need more of the same going into the second half. I imagine Chris Wilder is really not going to be as happy as I am there, his team. Despite looking more threatening, it's a similar story to what happened in the game against Blackpool. Wrexham looked to be the better team, but we've come out, got that goal, and just trying to take advantage of it. Isaac is tiring now. He's going to be coming off, and we will bring on Will Dixon. Just swap him and Wootton around. Nick Powell isn't having the best of games. We will give Sarkovic an opportunity to wave goodbye to the Stockport fans. And elsewhere, probably going to leave it at that for now and just see what happens in the remainder of the game. Haven't seen many signs of Wrexham coming back into it at the moment, but when it's only a 1-0 lead, all they need is one opportunity. Trevor came close with a free kick there, and James with the follow-up corner opportunity to get it in. Comes into the box, Cleworth heads it away for now, and we're not able to make anything of the ball bobbling around in the middle. 15 minutes left of this match. We just need to keep up the composure now. Reece James is tiring, as is Peart-Harris. We are going to bring in Toure, and we'll bring in Henry Francis as well, just to see out the remainder of the match. Freddie Smith is tiring at right back, so Rooney can go out there and Horsfall can come in to centre back as well. Another highlight, Kyle Wootton picks the ball up. He's looking to drive his way through the Wrexham defence, and he's managed to do that. He gets into the box, and then a very audacious shot at the end of it, just tipped over by the Wrexham keeper. We keep the pressure up with this corner. Trevor has an opportunity to get it into the middle. Gets it there now. Finds Horsfall at the back, but he's not able to win it. Wrexham get it out of there. And we are still on the attack actually. Rooney's got the opportunity to throw the ball back into play. It looks like he's lined up for a long throw, but he throws it to me, who's next to him. Gets it into the box now, and a poor ball is easily claimed by that Wrexham keeper. But thankfully for us, the highlight's over, but another begins. We're into stoppage time now. We are in the Wrexham half, trying to get it into the box. Sarkovic potentially fouled there, but the ref doesn't give everything. We get it back, and Rooney on the right hand side, looking to get the ball into the middle. Henry Francis heads it forward, and Kyle Wootton, with his 12th goal of the season, wraps up the win for us. A great performance from us today. Seem to have got a lot of confidence from that Blackpool match and the run that we've had before that, and now sets us up with an opportunity to really start climbing the league table. Kyle Wootton has really been good since I've come into the club as well. Although he hasn't started many games, when he has, he's scored, and maybe losing Nibs isn't as bad as we first feared. Wootton can definitely start games for us, and hopefully he can just keep on contributing like that and see us climb up the league table. That will leave us in 12th place. Like we were saying, we are up into the top half now, 5 points off the playoff places. Everyone around us has a game in hand over us though, so that situation is likely to change, but rather have points on the board than games waiting for us. A really good position for us to be in. We know what we have to do. We just need to keep up winning, see how far we can move up that table. Hopefully, January being here now, we can get a few more players into the team and just keep up this level of performance. We definitely need to add to the squad, because the players that are out at the moment really can't play every game. So we really need to keep our eye open. I think especially in midfield, losing Sarkovic now as well will leave us a little bit light in there. So we know what we need to look for the next game. We are going to come back sometime in February. If we get through against Wrexham in the 4th round, we'll come back for the 5th round. If not, probably arriving somewhere in the middle. Games against Millwall and Barrow probably. Millwall should represent a good challenge for us, despite only being 13th in the table. So we will come back, definitely, like I say, sometime in February. We'll see how the fixtures present themselves as and when they come along. Just before we go, a little South Shields update as well. I have fallen out of the playoff spots, only a point out of it, so very much still up in contention there. 1 win away from going up to 4th place, so still a very good opportunity for South Shields. And they have now appointed David Healy as the manager. In terms of manager ability, in comparison to me, he's definitely a step up, just looking at those attributes. So hopefully he can do well with South Shields. But if we do just look at the schedule, since I've been gone, really hasn't been a lot of wins picked up at all. Our last game there was like 5-2 win against Morecambe, and like we can see, 2 wins have been recorded since then. So they really need to start picking things up. How things could have been different if I'd still been at the club, but I feel we have made the right decision to move on. We are actually keeping an eye on Jack Moorhouse as well. I think he's someone that I would love to have at Stockport as well. I think he's a sensational player, was great for us. So, like I say, keeping an eye on him. Maybe a few other players as well could make a difference to us. So we will, like I say, keep an eye out, and if any of these look like attractive propositions, we will go out and take them. Like I say, if you have enjoyed that, please remember to drop a like down below and comment down below as well. Subscribe to the channel for regular Football Manager content. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye bye.